Triton Nation, welcome to the 46th year and the 82nd game overall of the Game 1 Bowl. I'm Hank Ambrose with you for another classic matchup between the Iowa Central Tritons in Cedar Falls taking on Dakota State College of Science. This is going to be a great game in this one. The band conducted by Jeremy Smith took the field here at the home of the Panthers at UNI, and man, we are set to go. I cannot wait for this. Iowa Central Tritons going to be in the gray today, and the Iowa Central Tritons, they have a very impressive 6-0 game winning streak. That's with Coach Montalto under the helm. They're actually on a 13-game win streak overall for the Game 1 Bowl in total. North Dakota State College of Science just took the field there. They are the number 3 in the Division III program of the NJCAA. Iowa Central is unranked. They are 5-6 on the season. The Wildcats are 9-1. Good things to know about this matchup, and interesting things to know as well. This will be the team's first meeting against each other since November 9th of 2013, where Iowa Central won 19-15. North Dakota State Community College of Science was once a member of the Midwest Football Conference in the West Division with the 3 ICCAC teams of today, which ended up turning into what we know of between Ellsworth, Iowa Central, and Iowa Western. Now, the league disbanded after the 2013 season. Iowa Central has battled their way through a challenging 2024 season to finish 5-6. The Tritons started with a 1-4 record on the year. All 4 of those losses came by 7 points or less, including 2 one-point losses to number 11 Highland and number 14 Dodge City. However, the Tritons battled through their early struggles and won 4 out of 6 games to finish the season, and the Tritons rebounded in style that included a win over Garden City and NJCAA's Division III number 1 DuPage, who is the only other team who is the only team who has beat North Dakota State College of Science on the season. More on that later. Iowa Central's offense is powered by their standout tailback, Cyncir Bowers. The freshman leads the team in rushing with 917 yards and receiving with 348 yards and has 13 touchdowns on the season. At quarterback, the Tritons have used a number of signal callers this season. I have a total of 4 starters, but 6 quarterbacks have been used throughout from my numbers. It might be even more than that, but it's at least at 6. Now, Ty Purdy is the starter for today, and he has thrown for 659 yards and 9 touchdowns as well. Defensively, Iowa Central is led by ICCAC Defensive Player of the Year, Jawarren Corbin, who stopped the run with 11 tackles for loss and baited opposing quarterbacks in the passing game with 3 interceptions. It's rare you see edge rushers with the ability to do that, but Jawarren Corbin is just that. Also, fellow linebacker Ishmael Conte leads the Tritons defense in total tackles with 71 on the season. We're going to be giving you some more on the rundown in just a little bit, but the teams have just lined up for the coin toss moments away. If you just joined us, I'm Hank Ambrose with you with the Triton Nation crew here for the Game 1 Bowl. This is the 82nd game in 46 years of this bowl. It's the longest running bowl game in the state of Iowa. We are in the UNI-Dome, historic stadium, prior home to David Johnson, former Pro Bowler in the NFL, and Kurt Warner, the legendary Coach Farley of the UNI Panthers, and, of course, the state championship games for high school football in Iowa as well. There's the coin toss. We're waiting for the official word from down below. Let's have this sizzle out just one moment. Looks like Iowa Central got the decision, and they are going to receive to begin this. That's what I got from that. The mics are not working as of right now for the officials. Maybe they'll get those fixed later on today. We will find out in meantime. Otherwise, yes, Hank Ambrose with you for Triton Nation. More on the things to know. NDSCS had an outstanding 2024 season, earning a 9-1 record and coming in at number 3 in the NJCAA for Division III football, that is. And they fell just short of being invited to the national championship game. The Wildcats won the Minnesota College Athletic Conference Championship with a perfect 6-0 conference record. Their only loss came to number 1 DuPage. Offensively, NDSCS boasts the best rushing offense in Division III football at 209 rushing yards per game, and they have about 120 passing yards per game. They have 5 ball carriers with over 200 yards this season. Michael Douglas leads the group with 544 yards and 6 touchdowns. Ishmael Emmanuel Holloway, who, get this, started the season as a wide receiver, a starting wide receiver, then transitioned into the third-string quarterback. Since he's taken over as a starting quarterback, he's been 3-0. Anyway, he's a fantastic runner as well. He's a two-way player that the Tritons are going to have to look out for all game long. 375 yards and also 6 scores. The Wildcats totaled 2,091 rushing yards this season in 10 games. It's just simply impressive. The Wildcats averaged 31 points per game, which is similar to the Tritons. And defensively, the Wildcats have a dominating defensive lineman, Mason Pagel. He had 19.5 tackles for loss, 6 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. Quarterback Malik Jackson leads the team in takeaways with 7 interceptions in just 10 games. On the team in total, 17 interceptions for the Wildcats. Here's the kickoff. We're underway for the Game 1 Bowl. It goes back to Cyncir Bowers, who takes it from the 8-yard line. He's going right up the seam as he moves his way past the 30 into the 35 and bouncing into that huddle. Oh, yeah. We got a good start here in Cedar Falls, Iowa. It's the Game 1 Bowl. Iowa Central Tritons taking on North Dakota State College of Science, and the Tritons start with the ball first, and it's going to be marked on their own 37-yard line. Okay, IC3, they take the field. We'll be going through the starting lineups in just a little bit here. First and 10 again, starting quarterback will be Ty Purdy today. Cyncir Bowers in the backfield. Bryce Anderson is at tight end. Gun look with Bowers to the left. Here's Anderson in motion. Doubles left. 4 on the defensive line. 2 reading the tailback. It's Cyncir Bowers who gets the first touch, and he powers through, lowers a shoulder. That's old school football, and he's got a first down from the first play of the game. Cyncir Bowers, ladies and gentlemen. Phenomenal tailback for the Iowa Central Tritons. Just a freshman, and I would love for Cyncir to stay for this upcoming season for the Iowa Central Tritons heading into 2025. From the gun, they're just going to flop. They're going to flip sides. So now Bowers is to the right. Anderson will stay on the left, doubles left, back to pass looking short. And Austin Iobamadele trips over his foot, and it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 50-yard line. Going through your Iowa Central Tritons starting offense, starting at quarterback in the Game 1 Bowl today, Ty Purdy. At tailback, Cyncir Bowers. Wide receivers will be Dalen Houston, Austin Iobamadele, and Akili Maddox. Tight end, Bryce Anderson. Left tackle, Jordan Jensen. Left guard, Alan Pond. Center will be Joseph Calise. Right guard, Kunin Kuani. And right tackle, Chigozie Okiki. Handoff, Bowers. He breaks it outside, and he's got some room to run as he gets past the first down marker one more time. He's got over 20 yards through his 2 touches so far in this one. A hot start for Cyncir Bowers, who leads the team in total yards, both receiving-wise and rushing. And Montalto and his crew go in hurry-up from the gun. Doubles to the right. They are showing 7, crowding the defensive line and zoning the rest of their defensive back coverage. Defensively, they run a 3-4 look for the Wildcats. We'll be going through their starters in just a little bit. Here's Ty Purdy, who's running. There's a flag in the backfield. A helmet did come off. This may be coming back. We will see as Purdy is forced out of bounds. He would have had a pickup of about 15 yards. Again, this may be coming back. Oh, no, hands to the face against the defense. So that's going to add some yards to the end of the run. Triton's going to be set up in the red zone. And while we wait for the next play, let's go through those defensive starters for the Wildcats. Starting at right end, Mason Pagel, who is a star out there, wears the number 91. I'm sure we'll be calling his name a lot tonight. Nose tackle, Jonathan Mayfield. Left end, Victor Espinoza. Linebackers, Shadra Guntlento, Mark Herrera, Samuel Miller, and Davion Farrow. At cornerback 1, Jareel Lewis. Cornerback 2, Amari Walton Hunter. Free safety, Malik Jackson. Strong safety, Cole Hoosers. And the Tritons swing it out wide. Looks like a touchdown. It's signaled a touchdown, and the Tritons score first early with Akili Maddox on the right side of the football field. Give him a 12-yard receiving touchdown officially That's a quick score for Iowa Central. What a great start. And the Tritons will line up to kick this. Starting kicker Nolan Gustafsson is the place kicker for Iowa Central. The punter, Sion Fafita. The kick is up, and it is good. 7-0. The Iowa Central Tritons score first. And before we do anything else, I'd like to let you know that the Game 1 Bowl is proud to partner with the NJCAA and the ICCAC to bring you the Game 1 Bowl. Visit game-1.com to learn more about our variety of team uniform and apparel and equipment offerings. Game 1, your first contact for all things game. And again, that's Game 1 Bowl online. 13 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock to go in quarter number 1. The Tritons score early in under 2 minutes. Ended up driving the field 63 yards to punch it in with Akili Mattick just 12 yards out. And Gustafsson will line up to kick. The return men on this kickoff, expect Michael Douglas Jr., their starting tailback, and Sam Burkle. We'll be going through the offensive starters for the Wildcats and the defensive starters for Iowa Central once we get to this first play here. And brought down at the 10-yard line. Here's a return, breaking past the 20, near the 25, and forced out of bounds. Here we go. North Dakota State College of Science is going to take over officially on their own 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Here are your offensive starters for the Wildcats. At quarterback will be Emmanuel Holloway, who again started this season as a wide receiver, moved to a backup quarterback since he's taken over due to some injuries. He's been 3-0 as a starting quarterback. Michael Douglas is starting tailback. He reps the number 21. At tight end, Isaac Manaval. Wide receivers, Trevon Rodriguez, Trevion Carruthers, also Trenton Lewis. Your H-back, Jordan Thiessen. Here's the first play, a swing pass out left. Almost knocked down. Grab miraculously made. Maybe a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 looks like is going to be coming up. Great defensive step straight away for this starting defense. We'll hit those names in just a little bit. Your offensive line starters for the Wildcats: at left tackle, Ethan Spanier; left guard, Grant Lyons; at center, Justin Kruger; right guard, Marcelo Sanchez; and a right tackle, Evan Becker. 2nd and 9, we'll see this play, and then we'll run through those defensive starters for the Iowa Central Tritons. Defensive coordinator, Coach Conley, and the rest of the defensive coaching coordinators do such a great job. Snap all the way back, flags all over the field, and they're going to let this play out, and he'll just throw it away. That's Holloway, who is chased away by Hauser, our Hauser.
There is no foul.
They announced there was no foul for throwing it away. And are they going to pick up their flags? No. There it is. A legal shift called against the number 88. One of their starting receivers will be called that time. Okay, let's check out this 3rd down now. So Montalto will decline it. That makes it a 3rd down and 9 from the 26-yard line. From the gun, 2 split ends, 1 on each side. Tight end to the weak side. They hand off. Looking for that power scheme today, and blown up by 4 Tritons. It's a tsunami inside that A-gap. I couldn't tell you who was there first. It was a mix of all those linebackers, though. Speaking of, let's go through the defensive starters for the Iowa Central Tritons, who will cause for the first 3 and out of this game. Starting at defensive end, Joseph Shannon. At defensive tackle, Hot Rod Howard Brown. Defensive end, Patrick Brown. Outside linebacker today, B.J. Henry. That is usually A.J. Russell's spot, but he's going to have to miss the first half out because he was called for targeting in the previous game. So he's disqualified for the first half of this one. Also at outside linebacker today, Ishmael Conte. At Mike linebacker, Taylor Schaefer. At the strong side linebacker, this punt is muffed. It's going to maybe get to the 50-yard line. Triton's going to set up in good field positioning. Rounding out the defensive starters for Iowa Central, strong linebacker is Jawarren Corbin, who leads the team in tackles. At cornerback 1, Logan Sieverding. Cornerback 2, Kadarius Williams. At free safety, Caleb Moore. And at strong safety, it'll be Aiden Burrell. This Iowa Central defense has wreaked havoc all throughout the season. As a team, they have forced 20 turnovers. I believe it's 11 of them. 11 of them interceptions. 9 of them forced fumble recoveries. The Tritons take over 1st and 10 on their own 50-yard line. From the gun, trips right. Lone receiver left, looking for Houston. Houston might have beat him. He's got a foot. Yes, he does. He's down the sideline from the first play. Oh, my goodness. Houston, welcome to Cedar Falls. First grab, first touchdown on the day for the star receiver from Iowa Central. That was awesome. Created separation, a quick fade route. Ty Purdy knew right away from the huddle, I bet you, that he was going to him. Again, it just took a foot or two of separation, threw a beautiful ball down the sideline, streaking, left open, able to beat his man, and that's another 6 for Iowa Central. Officially a 50-yard receiving touchdown from Dalen Houston. Gustafson's kick makes it 14. It's 14-0, 11 minutes and 25 seconds to go. The Tritons with a great start today. Triton Nation, I would like to remind you that you can go back and watch any former sport live streams from years in the past to earlier this week. I know Iowa Central went up against Ellsworth in basketball earlier this week. You can rewatch that anytime. Or again, you can go back to the previous years to watch multiple Game 1 Bowl broadcasts or football broadcasts in general. And by the way, I'd like to give a shout out to Jeremy Smith and that Triton marching band, as well as the dance and cheer team. They're here, they're loud, they're proud, cheering on all of the Tritons. They do a great job every single year, so kudos to them. Oh, and yes, also like to give a shout out to Paul for helping me out with my tie this morning. I had to make sure to get that out there. Well, Iowa Central kicks it off with Gustafson, and he's going to bring it down to about the near 10-yard line. North Dakota State College of Science moves it up past the 25 and close to the 30. So they're going to get a few more yards closer to the end zone for the start of this drive compared to the previous. It is 14-0, 11 minutes and 19 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Our scoreboard, I know, is not updated. We will get that updated. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties at this moment. It is 14-0, and we are in the first quarter. Here are the Wildcats from the gun. Tritons come out with a 4-3 look defensively. They've only given up 1 yard so far today. This is the second drive for the Wildcats. They hand off, bouncing outside. Nice move to swim it inside. Great blocking from North Dakota State College of Science. That time the rush came from their star tailback, Michael Douglas Jr. And officially, that is a gain of 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Ball is now on the 36-yard line on the Wildcat side. The Wildcats in the black and red, Iowa Central in the gray and blue. We are at the UNI-Dome today for the Game 1 Bowl. From the gun, Twins to the left, lone receiver right, 3-4 look defensively with one free safety hanging his head over the top. That's Moore. Here's a carry. Quarterback keeper Holloway is going to be tripped. Shoestring tackle. That was made by Jawarren Corbin. We're going to be calling his name a lot today. He's your ICCAC Defensive Player of the Year. He was able to pick up the one, the first down marker, falling forward, making it 1st and 10. Ball is now on the 39-yard line. We're going to see about a 90% split from this offense today. They're going to be running the football a lot. From the gun, trips right, lone receiver left. Countering outside, has to make his own way to move. Nothing. Still on his feet, able to break free. A hard run made by Burkle. And he's going to have a pickup of, looks like 7 yards on the play. Very impressive rush. 2nd and 3 coming up. Ball is now on the 47-yard line, still on the Wildcat side. 9.5 minutes to go. We're down to 9:20. 2nd down and 3, 14-0. From the gun, trips left. Got to watch the read option here. Here it is, read option, and they do flip to the running back. As he moves forward, it's close. He's going to hit a wall at the first down marker. Tackle made by Joseph Shannon, starting defensive end. He's starting at right end, but he had to work his way over to the left side, able to get there. But, it's not in time. They do give him a first down. That'll move the chains. 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go. 14-0. Iowa Central Tritons lead it for the Game 1 Bowl. And if you just joined us, I'm Hank Ambrose with you, a part of the Triton Nation TV radio program crew. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast. It is 14-0. We'll get that updated as soon as we can. From the gun, trips left, lone receiver right. Tritons spreading out their defensive front. Shannon trying to chase him down. And he's still going to have a pickup of 3 yards. Wildcats, who have 2,091 total rushing yards through 10 games played on the season, have found some rhythm in their second drive. Their first drive was a 3-and-out, held to just 1 yard. Starting to put some strings together on offense. Their defense has not came alive quite yet. Iowa Central, though, looking for a stop here as the Wildcats officially cross the 50-yard line. 2nd down and 7 from the gun. They're going to bring an empty backfield look out now. Doubles right, trips left. Quarterback keeper looking to run to his left. Holloway, who's super athletic again. He was a slot receiver to begin the season. Very mobile quarterback who's been 3-0 as a starting quarterback for the Wildcats. He's going to have a pickup of 2. Here comes a 3rd down and 4. Now on the 44-yard line on the Triton side. I will let you know that the Wildcats have not struggled, but they don't necessarily have much of a field goal kicking unit on their team. They're 4 for 8 for kicking field goals on the season. I will say, though, this is a very impressive stat. Wildcats 100% in the red zone with 12 trips. Coach Montalto doesn't like what he sees. He's going to go ahead and take a timeout. 3rd down and 4 coming up in just a little bit. We're going to keep it right here. Ball is on the 44-yard line over on the Tritons side. The Tritons have given up a little bit. Not given up, but given some room to run, that's for sure. Looking for a stop here. 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go in quarter number 1. I have some more on the Iowa Central Tritons and North Dakota State Community College we'll be getting into in just a little bit. For now, let's check out this big 3rd down play. Wildcats trying to convert. Tritons, let's see what they come out in. Looks like a 3. This is a dime stack, it looks like, on defense. Something similar to what the Iowa State Cyclones run. Defensively, here's a man in motion, and they do a handoff from the first read. He has a first down and more, 10 yards and a little bit more, and he will fall forward for a pickup of 12 on the carry that time. The backup running back, Burkle. Douglas was a man that went in motion. Tritons were eyeing him, it looks like, on defense, and another first down rushing for this offense. First and 10, ball now on the 33-yard line. What we expect to see what the Wildcats to do is kind of what we've seen this drive is ground and pound, milk as much time off the clock as you can. The Wildcats have done that so far. First and 10 from the 33-yard line. From the gun, double spread wide on each side. Here's a jet sweep. Trying to turn it upfield. Does he have the room to run? No, he does not. Blown up by Jawarren. Corbin, that's the second time we've called his name tonight. Second down and 10 coming up in just a little bit. It's about to be second down and 10. They'll go back to the gun. They're going to primarily be in this formation all throughout. They have a tight end to the right of the right tackle, trips to the left. Triton showing zone coverage for the D-backs, 5 on the defensive line. Here's a blitz. It's going to be brought back. Great read, great teamwork. Way to hound him down, and that's a big loss for Sam Burkle. He's moved all the way back 5 yards. So here we go, third down and 15 from the 39-yard line. This is a team who virtually all of their first downs come from the ground. So it's going to take a lot to get a first down here. Two plays ago, they had their longest run of the day, which went right at 15 yards, which is exactly what they need here. Third and 15 from the 39-yard line. From the gun, trips left, and a timeout taken on the field by Izzy. Coach Izzy over on the North Dakota State College of Science side. So both teams will have 2 timeouts to go. We're going to catch our breath, and I'll be right back with you in just a few moments for more Game 1 Bowl coverage. Stay with us right here on Triton Nation.
Environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
Coming up. Wildcats looking to convert. Back to pass. They're firing downfield, looking for a big shot. Oh, in reach, but double coverage. Great defensive look. That was Moore there. Also, Sieverding was there to break it up. Tritons with a third down stop. Fourth down and 15 coming up. What will the Wildcats do here? You're on the 39-yard line. It'd be a very long field goal, and they've not been able to make a lot of field goals on the season. I bet they're punting, and yeah, that's what it looks like they'll be doing. Punting from the 39-yard line. So out of the 39 first downs that the Wildcats have heading into the game, 28 of them are rushing. So only 11 first downs on the season have been made by going to the air. And we saw they failed to convert doing just that a moment ago. Dead ball. Dead ball, false start against the offense. Never like to give up any penalty yards, but when you're so close to the end zone and you have a punt coming up, I don't think that's too bad. Might give your punter a little more room to pin it to the corner of the end zone, or right shy of that pylon. Let's see here. So now they'll be backed up at the Triton 44-yard line. 4th and 21. All the way back. Can he pin it? It's a solid punt. Going to be inside the 20-yard line, I believe. Or did it go just shy of it? No, instead they're going to say it'll be marked at the 25, it looks like. Oh, no, we got a flag in the backfield to near where they punted it. Let's see what. Running into the kicker was the call. and it's declined. So the Tritons will have a first down. Wildcats just milked 7.5 minutes off the clock, unable to score, punting from their own 44-yard line. Tritons now take over, 1st and 10 from their own 25. Last time the Tritons were on offense, ran a fade route with Dalen Houston, who was in for a 50-yard receiving touchdown. Well, we're waiting. They've not resumed the clock quite yet. 14-0, 4 minutes, 23 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Here are the Tritons with an empty backfield look. Handoff to Bowers. Bowers has company in the backfield and a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. Adrian Mines made the tackle that time. And they will get him back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line coming up. Some more stats for the year. Iowa Central Tritons averaging 31 points a game, 368 yards per game. 220 of those are passing yards. About 148 of those are rushing. We'll break down the first downs in just one moment. From the gun, Tritons stacking the doubles on the right side, and they have 2 wideouts to the left. They run a zig route this time, and a nice pickup of about half of what they needed. Here comes a 3rd down and 5 coming up. That pass was completed to Jaquez Hall. 3rd down and 5 from the 30-yard line. Actually, 3rd down and 4 from the 31-yard line. 1st and 10. Queued up for Iowa Central. Let's see if they can get it. Man in motion. Again, it's Bowers. Bowers with a wheel route. He cuts upfield, has a first down and more, crossing the 45 and lunging forward. That's a big gainer. Pickup of 17 yards on that play. 1st and 10, Iowa Central. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about there. So 203 first downs the Tritons offense has heading into this game. And 78 of them were passing. 100 of them were rushing, and the rest of them from penalties. So a very disciplined team, able to get about near 20, 25 false starts against defense to cause, or a pass interference call to cause for an automatic first down. Shows how disciplined this offense has been all year long, especially with the change of quarterbacks. That's even more impressive. Ty Purdy's your starting quarterback today for Iowa Central. Just saw a loss of 3. Here's a 2nd down and 13. 2 minutes to go. Trips left, 2 receivers right, 2 deep safeties, 3-4 look on defense. Back to passes. Purdy, he's looking left. He fires short. He goes to Mattick. Mattick had the first touchdown of this game, and he'll be moved out of bounds after he evades 1 tackler, and we'll have another Triton first down. That was a gain of 15 plus on the play. Tritons receivers are doing a great job at creating separation. I think that's what has put this offense apart from the defense so far that the Wildcats have been able to show. Speed kills, and the Tritons have been showing the most of it today. Here's a handout to Bowers. Cyncir Bowers breaks free, and he goes untouched into the end zone. Great blocking by the Sled Dogs up front. Coach Clegg puts together a great offensive line unit every single year, with the tight ends included, with Coach Blomberg. See the blocks there? Even the downfield blocks, incredible. I believe the receiver, which receiver was that blew up his man downfield? I'm going to make sure we get that right. That was Darian Gilliam, who had a great block downfield. Cyncir Bowers goes untouched and into the end zone for the 3rd touchdown today. It's 20-0. Gustafsson looking to make it 21. The kick is up. And it is good. 21-0, 1 minute 45 seconds to go in quarter number 1. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back in 1 minute right here with you on Triton Nation. Day of the Game 1 Bowl. 21-0 is the score. Tritons are scored off of a 40-yard rushing touchdown from Cyncir Bowers. The return will get his way back to the 21-yard line. Turn was brought up by Michael Douglas Jr. So the Wildcats a drive ago looked really good on the ground. They were able to get 4 first downs, but no score on the board. Ended up punting on the Triton 39-yard line. Well, actually, it was moved to the 44-yard line. So if you can go back out and do something similar on offense, if you're rooting for the Wildcats, possibly get a score in, able to calm the storm that the Tritons have put on today in the Game 1 Bowl. 21-0 is the score. A minute and 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ball's loose. What a big hit for the Iowa Central Tritons. I think the Wildcats maybe have it. Now the Tritons say they have it. Pinball all over the place. Tritons do jump on it. It's Triton ball they set up in the red zone. Wow. Big play made there for the Iowa Central Tritons. I think it was the 22 of Iowa Central. I might be wrong. It might have been Tykellen Moore, who wears the number 23. We're going to have to go back and look at that on my roster sheet. I'll get there in just a moment. Fumble, Tritons take over on the 19-yard line. Not a good start for North Dakota State College of Science. Iowa Central Tritons have been all gas, no brakes in this first quarter. A minute and 30 seconds remain. They lead 21-0, looking to go up 4 scores. And the Tritons have a switch at quarterback. Dallas Sauser comes in now. He's a lefty. He'll swing it to his left and tackled in the flats in the backfield. Tackle made by, the reception was brought in by Dom Brown. Tackle was made by their cornerback on the outside, Kedrick Phillip. 2nd and 15 now for the Iowa Central Tritons. Minute to go here in the UNI-Dome in quarter number 1. Wildcats look confused on defense. They're showing 3 deep safeties. Sauser will hand off. Anthony Hall gets the carry this time. Hall moves forward, and he gets it to looks like the 13-yard line, which would be a gain of 11 yards on the play. And it is a gain of 11. 3rd down and 4 coming up. Tritons. Wow, what a great intro, really. 40 seconds remain in quarter number 1. We're winding down here. Tritons showing the Cadillac formation now. 2 backs to each hip of Sauser. 2 split ends on each side. Gilliam now goes in motion behind Dallas. Here's a handoff. Rushing. And a gain of 2 on the play. It's Ethan Schultz on the carry. First down. That was enough for a Triton first down. And that is also the end of the first quarter. Tritons lead it 21-0, and they're making their way forward to the end zone for another 6. Let's see if they can do it to open up the second quarter. We'll be right back in 1 minute right here on Trite Nation.
We're CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
CNOS is proud to be your orthopedic and sports medicine providers.
You can visit our clinic knowing you will receive the best orthopedic care in the area.
Located at Unity Point, we offer quality care to address any bone or joint problems.
We are committed to providing the best possible care to the communities we serve.
CNOS, proud sponsors of the Iowa Central Tritons.
Go Tritons!
Triton Nation, welcome back to your Game 1 Bowl coverage on Triton Nation's YouTube channel. I'm Hank Ambrose with you. A great start for the Iowa Central Tritons. They lead at 21-0 through quarter number 1. And to begin quarter number 2, they have a first and goal situation set up on the 10-yard line on the Wildcats side. Here are the Tritons now. Have some motions. They move Anderson on the left side of the football field. Here's a handoff to Anthony Hall. Hall reaching forward for the end zone. No signal for a touchdown. Looks like he's going to be short just by a yard. They're going to be able to lean over the line for this next score coming up, I'd say, in just a little bit. Second and goal from the 1-yard line. Here are the Tritons from the gun. They do have 2 wideouts. Well, one's coming on the left side of the field now. Going to switch to the right. A lot of motions in this Triton offense. Handoff to Hall. He's due. Can he get in? They're trying to shove him. Not enough. And they do call the play dead. Ball did come out after the whistle. It's going to stay with Iowa Central. And again, it looks like the Wildcats have confusion. I see the coaching staff coming out onto the field. They don't know who should be in this play and who should be out. Wildcats might take a timeout here.
Illegal formation on the offense.
Oh, illegal formation on the offense.
5-yard penalty for a second down.
Illegal formation called against the offense. They might have had more than 5 shifting when they were already set. Well, anyway, second and goal from the 6-yard line. $14 minutes, 10 seconds to go. It's 21-0. Tritons in the gray and blue, Wildcats in the black and red. Wildcats 9-1 on the season, heading into today. Iowa Central 5-6. From the gun, Twins left, and they're going to call the play dead again. What's the call this time? Now it's false start against the offense. Tritons starting to shoot themselves in the foot. It's going to stay second down and goal, but that'll move them back even further to the 11-yard line. It was just about to be second and goal from the 1. Now it's second and goal from the 11. Here are the Tritons in the gun. Doubles left. Bryce Anderson also to the left. In at tight end, he'll move to the right. Lone receiver right. And firing left. Nice tackle. It's a really good tackle again. Made by that number 7 on the outside. That's Kedrick Phillip getting his second tackle of the game. 13 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Make sure you stick around this broadcast. Athletic Director Coach Twait will be joining us later on today. And also, I believe we'll be hearing from the ICCAC president as well. Here's a design slip screen for Bryce Anderson, who finds his way to the end zone. Anderson found the space, gets to the end zone, and puts another 6 on the board. We got flags over near that pylon that Anderson scored at. Some extracurricular pushing and shoving going on over on that other side of the football field. 27-0. We may be seeing some personal fouls come out here. Unsportsmanlike. And we're waiting for the official call here. Here it is. Unsportsmanlike conduct, only one, and it's called against the Iowa Central Tritons, number 78. One of the big dogs up front. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. 13 minutes to go. Is now about to be, well, likely 28-0. Gustafsson has to sink it. He's 3 for 3 so far for these PATs. Busy day kick in for Gustafsson. Here's his fourth. Coming up, and it is good. 28-0, the Iowa Central Tritons lead in the Game 1 Bowl with nearly a full second quarter to go here before we get into halftime. What we'll do is we'll take a break, 1 minute. We'll be right back with more football right after this on Trite Nation. To shout out the Trite Nation TV radio crew for today, producing the show, with Rusty back in the trailer. Thank you so much, Rusty, for all you do behind the scenes to get these broadcasts up and on the airwaves and online. So we have the kickoff, setting it down to near the 20-yard line. Here comes a return, nearly up to the, he does get to the 40. The second effort has been great today from North Dakota State College of Science. They have not gone down without a fight. I know they're losing so far 28-0, but you can see the effort on the field. You start to see some frustration. So we saw that at the tail end of Bryce Anderson's touchdown a drive ago. Wildcats take the field again, looking for a score. Their best drive so far was their second of the game. That drive had about a 45-yard long run. No score, ended on a punt. Here's a handoff outside, and oh my goodness, look at that swarm of Tritons down there. Another loss of 5 yards on the play, looks like. They might help them out and call it dead sooner. They do. North Dakota might have got away with that, because instead of a second down and 15, actually they're going to give them a second down and 12. I was thinking it was going to be more than that. 12 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Checking out more of the Iowa Central Tritons stats on the season, what we've seen from them. Their Tritons third down conversions have not been as good as they've wanted it to be on the season. 38 of 145, that's a 26%. But today it's been phenomenal. They've yet to miss one third down conversion, and they've had a few they've needed to convert. And even that last touchdown came from a third and goal situation. So they'd like to amp those numbers. Their fourth down conversions, they'd also like to be better. 11 for 28 on the season. Going for it on fourth down, 39% is what they're at there. Their field goals, 7 of 13 thus far. Their PATs, 43 of 46. Gustafsson has had a good year kicking. And punting-wise from Fafita, 38 yards per punt. And in the red zone for the Iowa Central Tritons, they have been phenomenal. 22 of 27. Now you can make it 23 of 28. That's an 81 percentile margin. 15 of 27%. 15 of 27 red zone scores have been touchdowns for the Iowa Central Tritons. Going all the way back. Look at the sack. He picked him up and brought him all the way back. That is Hot Rod Howard Brown with a big sack. He loves it. He's going to get his team off the field, and the offense will get ready to take over. Looks like the second 3-and-out of the day. This drive started on the 41-yard line for the Wildcats, and it's been all negative. They are now punting from their own 26-yard line. 4th and 25. Here's a punt. It'll cross the 50, cross the 40, 35. Oh, muffed the return through the hands of the return man, the intended return man. And who's got the ball? Mano-a-mano fight down on the field. And the Tritons do have it. Oh, my. Well, about lost at that time. That was saved by Logan Sieverding, who got there quick. 28-0, 11 minutes to go. We're going to keep it right here. Also, with some more things to know, Game 1 is the premier provider of apparel, uniforms, and equipment, unifying teams and fans in schools, clubs, and organizations. Visit game-1.com to learn more about our variety of apparel and equipment offerings. Game 1, your first contact for all things game. Thank you so much to Game 1 for putting this together with the Game 1 Bowl, and shout out to everyone behind the scenes for making this Game 1 Bowl happen between the personnel, the coaching staff, the players, the parents, the marching band, the dance team, us broadcasters, and everyone in between, with the officials, too, of course, who've done a great job this season. Here's a handoff and a nice rush for the Iowa Central Tritons. That's Ethan Schultz, who will make his way to nearly the 50-yard line. I think he's going to be stopped at the 49. That's a big gainer. Give him 15-plus on that carry. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Tritons have been pedal to the metal, wanting to get as much as they can on the scoreboard before they get to the end of the first half. 28-0, 10.5 minutes to go. And play action pass, Sauser looking left. He will fire just out of reach of the intended receiver that time. And that's the number 84. 2nd and 10 coming up. That pass was incomplete, intended for Jacob Kanya. (28-0), 10 minutes, 19 seconds remain. A dime stack on defense showing for the Wildcats. Look at Sauser. What a great throw over the middle of the field. Dom Brown makes a great catch. Dom Brown is just 5'7", but he uses that to his advantage. Sneaks through and finds the soft spots on the field. And, hey, just because he's a little shorter in stature doesn't mean he can't get up there. He got up there that time to make the grab. It's a big first down and a great throw from Dallas. 1st and 10 now from the 34-yard line. Back to pass. Sauser looking right. Looks like he might keep it. Here's Dallas, who will make his way out of bounds. Is it enough for a first down? Oh, it's close. I think it's a yard or two shy. We've had a few close calls for the first down marker. A few that I thought were first downs and weren't, and a few I thought possibly weren't, were. And no, this one is short by 2. 2nd and 2. The original assessment was correct. Empty backfield for Montalto's men. See, it's 5 wideouts spread all across, all over. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. 3-4 look on defense. Back to pass. Sauser fires to an open mound. A zig route. Still on his feet. Tripped up. That was Kanya again. 1st and 10 coming up for the Iowa Central Tritons. Again, the Tritons have looked great. They haven't shown a single weakness on offense. 1st and 10, under 9 minutes to go in this first half. If you just joined us, it's Game 1 Bowl time. Listening to Hank Ambrose, I'll be with you for the Game 1 Bowl coverage all throughout. Athletic Director, Coach Kevin Twait, will be joining us later. Here's a touch and grab, a touch and go. Another nice gain for the Iowa Central Tritons. Gilliam is the one who picked up big yardage on that play. That'll set up the Tritons inside the 5-yard line. Now, there are 2 Wildcats down on the play with injuries. Looks like both of them are defensive backs. I'm trying to look on the numbers. It looks like 3 and 9. I think it's the numbers 3 and 9. Let me get those to you. Eight minutes, 30 seconds to go, 28-0. I believe that Samuel Miller looking for the number 9. And Jalen Jones. I believe it's Jalen Jones and Samuel Miller. I think it looks like Jalen Jones got up and he'll be okay, and they're stretching out Miller right now. We'll keep a close eye on him to make sure he's okay. See, Guy Horn and the rest of the training staff is down there helping him out. They're stretching out his right leg. Hopefully it's just cramps. And since they're stretching him out, I believe he's going to be okay. They do get him up. And I had them mixed around. That was Jalen Jones. Miller also okay. Jalen Jones is okay. You can see him walking off. Looks like he is in some distress. We'll keep an eye on if he checks back into the game. And that would be a big loss. This Wildcats defense has forced 17 interceptions on the season. What a great year this defense has had for the Wildcats. Have not been able to come up with a stop today against the Tritons. Tritons, I'd say that they've been keeping the hot hand, but you usually say that when it's been one or two players who've had a hot hand. Everybody has had a hot hand today on offense and defense for the Tritons. It's been a good day to root for Iowa Central if you're doing just that back at home. First and goal on the 2-yard line now. 8 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Back to the Cadillac formation. 2 spread out on each side. Ethan Schultz gets the carry. Schultz is into the end zone. Untouched again. Both rushing touchdowns today. The tailbacks have been untouched. Those sled dogs are something else. Again, I said it once. I'm going to say it twice. Coach Clegg and Coach Blomberg do a great job with the offensive line, the tight ends, and the blocking receivers downfield and at the line of scrimmage. And, you know, what more is there to say than that play right there? And it plays it perfect. Give a 2-yard rushing touchdown to Ethan Schultz. And the kick is good. And I always love to see that. Special teams being successful as well. 8 minutes, 11 seconds to go, 35-0. We're going to take a quick break up in the booth, and I'll be back with you in 1 minute on Triton Nation.
We're CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
CNOS is proud to be your orthopedic and sports medicine providers.
You can visit our clinic knowing you will receive the best orthopedic care in the area.
Located at Unity Point, we offer quality care to address any bone or joint problems.
We are committed to providing the best possible care to the communities we serve.
CNOS, proud sponsors of the Iowa Central Tritons.
Go Tritons!
Coach? Triton Nation, welcome back to the broadcast. Your Game 1 Bowl coverage. It is 35-0, 8 minutes to go in this first half, and what a great day it's been to be a Triton. And Coach Twait joins us today up in the booth. Hey, Coach.
I tell you what a day it is to be a Triton is right, Hank. It's great to have you on the call, believe me. You make us better. This is quite a start for Coach Montalto and this group of Tritons. You know, we had to be the best 5-win, 6-team loss in the country with some heartbreaking things, but this team just kept. They didn't feel sorry for themselves. They kept working, getting better and better and better. Got rewarded with the bowl game. And are they putting on a show here this afternoon?
They are. I said this earlier. I'd say the Tritons would be feeding the hot hand, but everybody has been the hot hand today.
Unbelievable. I mean, whether it's running, throwing, defense, going, getting to the ball, it's been a lot of fun to watch if you're wearing the navy and white for sure.
Well, it is 35-0, 8 minutes to go here, and these two programs have had some pretty interesting history. So they were once in the same conference.
Right.
That dissolved in 2013. And could you tell us about the little history that you have had coaching against them?
We played some great games against these guys. That back in the day, that they were a scholarship football school, and obviously we were too. And we had some knockdown dragouts. I remember a game in 100-degree heat at our place. We win 10-7 in overtime with a 48-yard field goal. I remember getting beat at their place 42-23, a 19-point loss, and the longest bus ride at home I ever had, I think. And I remember at their place one day, we're playing these guys. We don't make a first down the whole game. We take 3 safeties on purpose, and we win 7-6. We beat them 7-6. They have 390, but we forced 4 turnovers. We blocked a punt, and we win the game without a first down at 63 yards. We beat them 7-6.
Wow.
We had some unbelievable wars. Unbelievable.
That's awesome. That's really, really incredible. And it's great to be back for the Game 1 Bowl. So much history of Iowa football comes through here. The state championships played here every game, every year for the UNI-Dome high school football. Legendary UNI Panthers with Coach Farley.
Oh,
it's a lot of history.
You think about Iowa. Every Iowa high school football player's dream is to play for a state title in this building. Not many get to do it, you know, and have the opportunity to come to the UNI-Dome to play in a football game, in a bowl game. If you're an Iowa kid, it's special for all of our Tritons. But if you're from the state of Iowa, it's really, really, really special because not many get to do it.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too is, like I said, you see a lot of great history come through here. But the Game 1 Bowl specifically, the eldest bowl in Iowa. 46 years. This is the 82nd game overall.
Is that crazy? Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
And Tom McDonald, conference commissioner, and Dan Hago, our assistant conference commissioner, they spearhead this thing, and it is first class. From the banquet the night before to how this game is organized and the officials and the teams selected, and it's they put a lot of time and effort in behind the scenes to make this happen. And so at the end of the day, it's about what kind of experience can you offer student athletes. And this is a great experience for your college football player at Iowa Central to have the opportunity to come. And they came over Thursday, had a great 2-hour practice in here on Thursday. We drove over to prep because it's different. Judging a punt, judging a kick, judging a pass. I mean, it's different in here, and just your footing. And so they had a great practice in here Thursday night.
Well, I got to say this, too. Thanks to you, the Tritons have had a rich history in the Game 1 Bowl as a head coach and athletic director. Montalto is 6-0 on a 6-game winning streak in the Game 1 Bowl for the Iowa Central Tritons.
And he had 4 wins with Ellsworth before that. So he's undefeated in here in this deal, 10-0. And looking at the score, 35-0 with 6 minutes left second quarter, a good chance he might be 11-0 and 7-0 as a Triton head coach, right?
I'd say so.
Yeah, I had the great opportunity to coach in 16 bowl games, 14 of them in this building. And far more important than that, my father coached 14 state championship games in this. He was head coach at Emmetsburg High School.
Yeah.
14 times his guys came in this building to play for a state title. We won 7 of them, and we lost 7 of them. It's hard to get to this one. His cast did it 14 times. It's just incredible.
That is incredible. And then your son also played in the UNI-Dome, correct?
Yeah, Cal is a tremendous offensive line coach, head track and field coach. Does a great job as an elementary education teacher at Waverly Shell Rock up the road. But he was a 4-year starter at left tackle here. He started as a true freshman. He was actually the first true freshman to start in like 35 years in the offensive line, and he did that. He started 4 years here at left tackle, had a great career, and this is home to him. The Dome is home to him because he's played every one of his home football games right in this building.
I hear you. Well, catching you back up in the play-by-play, timeout was just taken down on the field. And if you just joined us, I'm Hank Ambrose. Athletic Director Coach Twait has joined us up in the booth today for Triton Nation. It's the Game 1 Bowl. Tritons are part of the ICCAC, and they are taking on the Wildcats of North Dakota State College of Science. And the Wildcats have not been able to score today. They've had moments where they have looked good on offense. They've not found a stop on defense yet.
Right. They had a nice drive. Their second possession, they hit 4 or 5 first downs, running the ball pretty well against us. Coach Conley, made an adjustment. We got it fixed. And, kind of the rest is history on that deal. They've had trouble with moving the ball.
Well, the punt comes all the way back to the 30-yard line. Cyncir Bowers, who's had a fantastic season, he is the starting tailback, leads the Tritons in both receiving yards and rushing yards, and he's even returning punts. He has a nice return there for about 5 yards.
Yeah, he is really quick. I mean, you get him in the open field, and it's lights out. I mean, it's 88 and out the gate a lot of times. They're not going to catch him, and he's got a little juke into him. And he's tougher than you think he is, too, because when he needs to lower his shoulder pad to get that extra half yard for the first down, he'll find a way.
And he's found the end zone today, and we've seen a bunch of other touchdowns today. Dalen Houston has scored. Ethan Schultz has scored. Bryce Anderson has scored.
And Tyler Purdy really has thrown the ball well. I mean,
yes.
he put that fade route we ran after our first touch to make it our second touchdown to go up 14-0. That was a thing of beauty. Great adjustment by the receiver, but just place where only one guy is going to catch it. That's our guy, and he's really played well. And Salzer's playing well right now too, throwing the ball. So, and as goofy as this sounds, Hank, it's kind of uncomfortable for both teams right now being ahead 35-0 because do you keep the gas on the accelerator and you back off a bit? It's hard to tell your guys we're not going to quit playing hard, right?
Yeah.
And when do you substitute? When do you not? And so I know it's an awkward situation for a 9-1 team like North Dakota, and it's awkward for our coaching staff right now. Saying, what do we do? Are we going to continue to pour it on because it's obvious right now? We're going to win the game. It's really what's the margin going to be?
Well, I'll say this much: the Tritons also have been very grateful with the amount of stars and athletic players they have on the team. They've been able to sub out so many different players. Quarterbacks, for instance, 4 different starting quarterbacks on the season. We've seen a variety of 7 come into the varsity game, and Ty Purdy takes the field. We saw Salzer earlier, but Purdy's back out on the field, and again, it's been a great day to be a Triton.
And to your point, how many times, and we've said this, basically, kind of all year, we might have 11 guys catch a pass today. You just can't guard 1 or 2 or 3 of these guys. Running back's going to catch them, tight end's going to catch them, wide receivers, slot backs, and Coach Montalvo has a brilliant offensive mind, and we're hard to guard. We really are.
Yes. And it's been on full display today as the Tritons stay up 35-0. 4 minutes and 34 seconds remain. And a penalty was down on the field. It was back to where there was pressure on Ty Purdy, and we're waiting on the official call. Looks like it'll be against the Tritons. By the way, it's...
I think it might be intentional grounding because I don't think the ball crossed the line of scrimmage.
Unnecessary roughness is the call. And that'll move them back.
Okay.
Now, that's going to be about half the distance to the goal. Second down and long here.
Yep. Second down and lots.
Yeah. I brought this up earlier. The Tritons, they're pretty mixed as far as converting on a first down conversion basis. About 55-45 between rushing and passing. Let's see what they do here on a second down and long.
You try and get about half of it back if you can, try and get maybe 8 or 10 yards back and make it like a third and 9 to 11, something of that nature. We just shifted to empty, so we have trips to the right, to the left side, we have doubles.
Back to pass, looking short.
Oh, boy, we had a nice one. We had a crossing route there, and he had about 2 steps on the guy. He turns that up. I'm not saying he's going to get the first down, but he'll be about 2 or 3 yards short. So that was a well-designed play, well-conceived. I think it was a good pass. I think we just dropped it. One of them things, and hopefully Jaquez Hall gets another chance, has a chance to catch it.
And by the way, I'd like to say this. This defense from the Wildcats, they have 17 interceptions that they have forced heading into this game.
Wow.
Which leads Division III football.
Yeah. No. They've got some good players. There's no question about it. We're just playing really well right now.
From the gun, Twins on each side, and brought down for the sack. This defense is starting to tune up a little bit for the Wildcats.
They sure are. No. That was and we kind of helped them out with that personal foul, quite frankly. That's just something you don't want to do. It's an emotional game, but you can't get the emotions get the best of you. You still got to play hard, but play with some, be a little cooler than that. Don't lose your head, because that hurt us there. Now we're going to punt. Our punter, he doesn't know what to do. He hasn't been out there yet today, has he?
No, he has not. That's a good point. And his heels are in the back of the end zone, so it's quite the predicament to come back into the game.
Yep.
Well, here it is. A punt is up, and
boy, beautiful spiral.
Rocket punt all the way past the 50, takes a Triton bounce to near the 43, and a return of about 5 yards. North Dakota State Community College of Science is going to have a good start just in front of the 50-yard line.
Beautiful punt, though. I mean, we're backed up on our own 5-yard line, and I think that was almost about a 50-yard punt, actually. Did a great job. And I just want to give a shout-out to Ethan Bartlett, our long snapper. This guy has not had one bad snap on all the PATs, all the field goals, all the punts that we've had this year. Nothing. And they're right there all the time. And just well, as a coach, if you have a great long snapper, you sleep a lot better at night, Hank. I'll tell you that right now.
Ethan of Iowa Falls, Iowa, makes up one of many Iowa natives on the Triton squad this year.
He's a heck of a young man. My oldest daughter and her husband, her husband's a middle school principal at Iowa Falls, head girls basketball coach for the high school. My daughter works Campbell Supply Company there in Iowa Falls, and Ethan Bartlett's just a wonderful young man. He's had a great career as a long snapper here, and he'll get some scholarship money to go on, whether it be FCS Division II. He's really good.
Yes. Always fun to watch. You can find a list of all the alumni and where they're at now online at TritonAthletics.com. And if you're looking for football specifically, you just got to go to the football tab.
Love it.
Well, here we are, 3.5 minutes to go in this first half. Wildcats get the ball back, and they're not going to get any of this from this play.
Yeah, we did a good job making, when those runs, when you force them to go east and west, they wanted to go north and south. They hit it off tackle. We had it all mashed up in there. Now the running back has to cut and go directly east and west. He's got to slow down. It gives time for pursuit to get there. And that's one thing on defense. We always tried to, let's not let that baby hit north and south. Bounce the play, make it go east and west, track it down with great pursuit. And that's exactly what the Tritons did there.
Wildcats averaging 200 rushing yards a game.
Yeah, they had one nice drive earlier, Oh, boy.
Oh, and the ball loose. Here it comes. Oh, I love to see that. Loose football down on the field near the 20-yard line.
Yep. We tried to scoop and score and didn't quite get it done. Because I think if he'd have scooped it clean, he probably would have scored. Instead of falling on it, he tried the scoop and score thing and wasn't quite able to get it done.
Yeah, try to stay on your feet instead of falling to the ground to pick it up there.
Yep.
Well, it looks like the Wildcats actually recovered, and Iowa Central with Coach Montalto going to take a timeout here, and we're going to keep it right here. So Iowa Central Tritons, 2.5 minutes to go, 35-0. There are some things I'd like to let you know. Game 1 is proud to partner with the NJCAA and the ICCAC to bring you the Game 1 Bowl. From our partnerships with teams and organizations to our work and dedication to the communities around us, we never stop striving to help take you on every day, every season, in competition with excitement and purpose. Game 1, your first contact for all things game. Visit game-1.com to learn more about our apparel, equipment, and fan gear offerings. It's a Game 1 Bowl here at the UNI-Dome in Cedar Falls.
They've been a great supporter of our game. John Regland used to own the Graphic Edge. For many years, it was the Graphic Edge Bowl. John sold it to Game 1. He's still involved with the company, but he's been a tremendous supporter of junior college football in the state of Iowa. And their support allows us to play this great game and give these students this great experience. So shout out to Game 1 and specifically John Regland. What a legend he is in the sports cloth and clothing business. Carroll, Iowa, out of Carroll.
Back to the action here. This is a big play. Looking to make the most of it. You're going to have a pickup of nearly 20 yards from their quarterback. Now check this out, Coach. Their starting quarterback today started the season as a wide receiver, a slot receiver, moved as a backup quarterback about the midway point, and then similar to us, they had some injuries at quarterback.
Yep.
And they ended up having the wide receiver take over. He has been 3-0 as a starting quarterback. Today, that's in jeopardy, down 35-0 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. His name, Emmanuel Holloway.
And my guess is, and I don't know this, Hank, my guess is he's a great athlete. They want the ball in a great athlete's hands, and he can try and make a play. As an example right there, goes back to pass. Everybody's covered. We're rushing forward, so there's some lanes available. You saw what he could do with the lane available, and that's he's a great athlete. So probably doesn't have the – and I don't know this for sure. My guess is probably not a great thrower of the ball. But, hey, if you always put the ball in a great athlete's hands, good things happen a lot of times. And so to that point, he made a great run there. And on that drive they had when they made 4 or 5 first downs, they ran some quarterback power, some quarterback leads. He did a really nice job running the ball with that offensive scheme.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too is they're not giving him a lot of opportunity to pass. They have about a 90 to 10% split rushing the football compared to passing. So this is certainly a rushing football team through and through.
No question.
Well, this is a 4th down and 11 after it was a 3rd and about 35, near 20 yards picked up from the previous play. Punt coming up for the Wildcats, another 3-and-out from them, their 4th of the first half. And it's going to be brought down to Cyncir Bowers, makes the first man miss, the second 2, and then he'll be sandwiched by 2 at the 25-yard line.
Yep. So we've got minute 49 left, and so we don't have the 2-minute timeout to rely on. We've got 1 timeout left, so it'll be interesting to see what Coach does here. If Coach is content saying, guess what, we're up 35-0, that's good enough. We're going to run it 3 or 4 times and get on in, or he's going to say, you know what, we're going to keep the gas, the pedal down on the gas, and we're going to try and get one more in here. We'll see.
That's right. Now, you got to keep in mind as well, continuous clock could be into effect, correct?
Not in college football. There's no continuous clock in college football.
Okay, won't move it past 35?
No.
Okay.
No, that's a high school thing.
I apologize.
Nope.
I take that back.
Nope. There's no continuous clock in this deal. You play 60 minutes. It's a 3-hour deal. Yep. Win, lose, or draw.
Minute 49 seconds to go here. 35-0. And the Tritons get the ball back. Dallas Sauser back in. And so is Cyncir Bowers, who just had the punt return. He has a big gain.
25 yards. 25 yards. Really well blocked by the Tritons over the right side of the line. We've got some backup linemen in there, and they're doing a heck of a job.
They move back into the gun. Hurry up offense. Tritons to look and try to get another score before the end of this first half. Firing downfield. What a great throw from Dallas Sauser. He gets it in,
Touchdown.
And a touchdown,
Wow.
50 yards.
Yep. What a great play. Great corner route. Dallas, boy, he hit him on time and on the money. Just a great ball there by Dallas. He's a heck, him and Purdy can really play. And we had a couple quarterbacks that were ahead of them, but when you're number 3 and number 4, a guy can play like they can play. There's a lot of confidence in that quarterback room. And Coach Montal was not afraid to play any of them, and even when everybody was healthy, he played these guys because they're good.
That was Austin Iobamadele, who leads the team in receiving yards for the wide receiver group. A 50-yard receiving touchdown, and that was right at 50 yards. We saw another 50-yard receiving touchdown from the first receiving touchdown of the game with Dalen Houston. That was in the second drive.
You said that name a lot better than I could. How in the world you knew that? That was a heck of a deal. I fumble that name every time I try it. Hank, way to go.
Well, thanks, Coach. Or the double A, we can call him, too. Mm-hmm. That's easy as well.
That's probably, if I was coaching that guy, that would probably be exactly what I'd call him. Hey, I'll join you maybe midway through the third quarter, Hank. I'm going to go down. I got some stuff to do with the halftime thing. But great to have you here. Great to see you, buddy. Okay?
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Have a good one. 42-0 coming up. That was Coach Twait joining us, the athletic director of the Iowa Central Tritons. And he'll join us again later on. It's the Game 1 Bowl here. 1 minute, 25 seconds to go, 42-0. And another kickoff coming up in just a little bit. Gustafsson again, who's had a great day. He's 6 for 6 with the PATs, and he's had some booming kickoffs. He does it again, moving inside the 10-yard line. Here's a return, and tackled near the 22. yard line. That's Michael Douglas Jr., their leading tailback. The Wildcats, we still got half of a football game to go. So looking at the numbers does not look good. 42-0 in favor of the Iowa Central Tritons, but you just never know. You could see a big comeback in the second half. The tide could completely twist and move in direction of the Wildcats in the second half. And they're going to change some things up at quarterback. A new quarterback takes the field. It might be Michael Jost. I'm going to check on that number in a little bit here. They hand off inside zone. They've tried to get power going, which has been the staple of this offense all season long, and it just has not been able to work out for them. And it doesn't work out there either. Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd down and 9 coming up, under a minute to go. (42-0). 40 seconds remain in this first half. We sit back in the gun. Here are the Wildcats. Handoff again. And make sure you continue to listen to the broadcast. As Coach Twait said, he'll be coming back in the third quarter. It sounds like we are also going to be having the ICCAC president come up as well to speak with us in the broadcast. Stick around for that as well. And I'd like to remind you one more time that you can go back and watch past live streams on our YouTube channel at Triton Nation. That goes for all athletics and other conference happenings and live streams that have happened in years past and gone by. And that's going to wind down the end of the second quarter here. 42-0 is your score at halftime. Tritons with a great start at the UNI-Dome. And in the meantime, what we'll do is we're going to take a break up here in the booth. We will be back with you, and I know the band will also be playing, conducted by Jeremy Smith with the Iowa Central Triton Marching Band. Stay with us. Hank Ambrose with you on Triton Nation for your Game 1 Bowl coverage.
CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
For trusted work on your next project, choose Rash Construction. A third-generation, family-owned company, Rash Construction has been proudly serving Fort Dodge and surrounding areas for 70 years. We specialize in excavation and grading, site utilities, site planning and development, and GPS grade control. From private and public projects to larger-scale commercial projects, we have the knowledge, experience, and technology to get the job done right. Rash Construction. Safety first, last, and always.
CNOS is proud to be your orthopedic and sports medicine providers.
You can visit our clinic knowing you will receive the best orthopedic care in the area.
Located at Unity Point, we offer quality care to address any bone or joint problems.
We are committed to providing the best possible care to the communities we serve.
CNOS, proud sponsors of the Iowa Central Tritons.
Go Tritons!
UNI-Dome today, and I'm Hank Ambrose with you for the Game 1 Bowl. 15 minutes on the clock, and we are about to get underway here for another half of football. Iowa Central Tritons lead at 42-0, and not only am I up in the booth, but we are going to welcome in Commissioner of the ICCAC, Tom McDonald, joining us today. Mr. McDonald, nice of you to join us.
Well, it's a great day. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Great day. I didn't know how great a seat you have right at the 50-yard line. Holy cow.
It really is special. And, boy, what a great game it's been to call today for the Iowa Central Tritons, that is, and being able to watch them put 42 up and nothing on the scoreboard defensively. It's really special.
Well, I would just say this. Iowa Central, if you look at their record and their season kind of recapping, what you get is they're like inches away from being maybe 10-1, just because if you look at, they got beat by Highland by 1. I mean, I could go through their whole schedule, and really the only game that probably wasn't a real down the stretch chance to win was Coffeyville. And you're talking about the number 1 and number 2 teams in the country at the time when they played them. So they have a really good team. It just shows you how good they are and how good our conference is in our scheduling agreement with Kansas.
It really is. By the way, Butterfingers down on the football field. Tritons may have the football early on here. It was the Wildcats who returned the kickoff a moment ago. Tritons do have it. They're going to take over. Another forced turnover by defensive coordinator Jeremy Conley and the rest of the defensive coordinator crew, and, of course, the team. And the Tritons were going to set up inside the 25-yard line. Great start to the second half, as they did in the first as well.
That ball went through about 8 guys' hands, all laying on the ground.
I think so. Couldn't jump on it. We saw something similar earlier. You can see from the replay there all over the field. Finally, the Tritons did recover there at the end. But it is the Game 1 Bowl today, and we're so grateful for the Game 1 Bowl and Game 1 to be able to put this bowl on each and every single year. So much hard work is put into it, and we're blessed to be a part of the Iowa Central Tritons and the fan base, of course. Being able to call this game for the past 5 years for myself has been a blessing. And the Tritons
I would just say Iowa Central is phenomenal, from administration to president, Dr. Ulrich, to Kevin Twait. I mean, Tom Beneke, all the people at Iowa Central. I mean, they just strive for the best every single day, and it filters down to their coaches, athletic trainer. I mean, everybody, you guys. I mean, what you do is really, really good quality, and it's great for our student athletes.
And thanks to the ICCAC, we get to cover so many fantastic athletes and coaches, and being able to interview them, we get a really cool inside look on what it's like to be an athlete or a coach or a staff member involved in athletics in the ICCAC and the NJCAA. We're very grateful for that.
Well, I would say I'm biased, all right? So you can put an asterisk by that. But if we're not the best conference in the country, and I don't mean like our conference office or anything like that, even though that's true too, but I would just say our region is, if it's not the best in the country, it's tied for first. I think it starts with our presidents again, our athletic directors, our coaches, our student athletes. So we're really fortunate.
Tritons looking to score another touchdown on the day. It looks like it's a big fella. Check this out, Commissioner. This is our defensive tackle who just scored this. His nickname is Hot Rod. Howard Brown finds his way into the end zone. He's had a great season on the defensive line. Like I said, a defensive tackle. And for him to be able to punch it in to the end zone is phenomenal. 48-0, and Gustafson will look to take his second PAT on the day.
Well,
getting ahead of myself.
Playing outside today. It's as nice as it is. Holy cow, what a great day.
Oh, my God.
We've had snowstorms at this thing. We've had about everything. So,
well, if you don't mind, let's talk about the rich history of the Game 1 Bowl. So, first of all, the Tritons are on a 13-game win streak. Coach Montalto is on a 10-game win streak. Now, 4 of those are with Ellsworth, also a part of the ICCAC. 6 of those now with Montalto. And it looks like it's going to be 7 towards the end of this thing. But to put it all into perspective, the Iowa Central Tritons, more than any other team, have had more wins, more games in this, and that dates back to 1978.
I think we're at 46 years, I think.
Yes.
And then Dan Haugo, one of our conference in our conference office, I think he said we've won 26 out of 27 or something like that. Well, and I think it's a testament to, one, this is an unbelievable facility. That's one. Two is the level of competition we have in the regular season in our schedule agreement with Kansas. I mean, it only prepares you to play the best, and if you don't play their best, it's going to be a long night. So it's really a testament to the kind of student athletes and also the kind of coaches we have in our conference.
And we were talking about this off air during halftime, but North Dakota State College of Science, here's a nice return here. Hang on now. Open Rome looking to score the first touchdown of the game for the Wildcats and brought down, thankfully, at the tail end of this thing. Tritons trying to keep a goose egg on the scoreboard still for defense. This is the best starting field position I'd say any team will have today. They're going to start up on the 15-yard line on the Tritons side. Wildcats looking to score. And here's the thing. They are 100% in the red zone. I got to get inside the 10-yard line, I understand, but 100% in the red zone all season long. This is going to be a good battle we're about to see.
That's an unbelievable accomplishment right there.
I'm sorry, but I guess what we're talking about more of the ICCAC. The Wildcats previously in a similar conference to the ICCAC, which dissolved in 2013, I believe.
Yeah, it was hard. I wish it was interesting last night at the banquet when you're sitting there and you're looking across the table and those are people you know or the institution because they were such a long history of playing in our region. And Dr. Richmond was a long time the head football coach turned into the president of the school. How about that?
Wow.
And he did an unbelievable job in all facets of or positions at North Dakota State College of Science. So we have a long history. That's the first time these two teams have ever played in the bowl game.
Oh, wow.
So, with Iowa Central's long history of playing in it, North Dakota State's been, I think, 8 times. And, knowing that they never played because they were in the same conference or a scheduling agreement. But to play in this thing finally is it's interesting. It's almost kind of weird a little bit just because you almost look at them like I said it in the banquet, like friends. And like, oh, we'll never play them because we play them in the regular season and never in the bowl game. But Iowa Central's a really good team.
It really is. It's almost a second Thanksgiving is how I was thinking about it. Getting together with family and friends, maybe a little fighting in there too.
Well,
I mean, we all have that, I think, to a degree.
Yeah, this would be that political talk that you don't want to have, right? But it's a good one for Iowa Central, no matter how it ends up at the end. With the kind of year they've had, and they'll be able to end up at 6-6 if that's what kind of takes place in the second half. But when you have a season like they've had and being so close to end it like this is a good thing.
Yeah, you got to feel good about this for the Iowa Central Tritons. I'd like to let you know, though, this is a very good North Dakota State College of Science team program. 9-1 on the season. They're their own conference champions. 200 rushing yards a game, but a key difference between both of these programs is North Dakota is non-scholarship, and I think that's something that is important for the listeners to know.
Well, there's a big difference between the North Dakota State College of Science before, when they were scholarship, and then now. I mean, it's a big difference in Division I to Division III. But you can also look, and it maybe just be Iowa Central's day, too. They're playing extremely well. And because if you look at, there's a common opponent with DuPage, College of DuPage. I think Iowa Central beat College of DuPage like 35-30, something like that. And I know that North Dakota State played them, too. And DuPage is a really good team. They won the national championship. I think it's their 4th time in a row. So it's not like they can't compete, but I think they just maybe have run into an Iowa Central team that's really in a good place mentally, physically, offensively, special teams, all facet defensively. So it's an uphill battle right now.
And it's hard to come back when 90% of your plays from scrimmage are rushing. You got the clock working against you too.
Well, I think that's one. The two is if you're a defensive back or a linebacker from Iowa Central right now, you're going to stop the run. You're going to say it's probably no different than if you're at the Iowa Hawkeyes and you're playing them. You got to stop the run. If you can stop the run, they got to pass. I mean, you could probably say that about a lot of teams, but when you got a team like this in this position where their focus is running the ball and you are just your defensive line is kind of taking control of that, then it really becomes difficult because that's just not your game. So unless they can turn it on the side of passing, and it's another one. It's really tough when your offensive line is zeroed in for run blocking, and then because that doesn't mean you've got a good line.
INT.
There you go.
Not to cut you off there,
No,
Commissioner,
that's
but big return coming in for the Iowa Central Tritons from their free safety. He'll make his way to the 42-yard line. And I'm going to have to go back in my roster sheet because we got to the point where we've got multiple substitutions in. Get some of those sophomores in, 3-year players too.
It's a great night for no matter on which side you're going to be, because there's going to be a lot of guys that get a chance to get on the field and play and excel and get a chance to be in front of college coaches.
Interception made inside. I guess it was picked off in the red zone territory, but not officially in that red zone. Nolan Dalton ended up getting that interception. He's out of Ankeny, Iowa, a freshman.
That's another one when you start looking at where all these young men are from, in-state, out-of-state, and just the opportunities that they're going to get. Fumble, Iowa Central fumble.
All over the place. We've seen a few fumbles, and it's recovered by North Dakota. They're going to still be on the return, looking to cut upfield, looking for blocks. Look at this, to the 50-yard line. Ball's getting knocked around now. Wow.
Little action here in the second half.
Yeah.
And we're only 11:47.
How about that? Yeah. 11:47 to go in the third quarter. It's 49-0. Tritons have held on to the lead. They've scored once. It was 42-0 at halftime. And the guy that scored, rushing touchdown from the defensive tackle. I love that.
I don't think he would have been brought down even if they would have got to him.
No. No way. And they call him Hot Rod. And I haven't got the exact explanation to why that is.
I don't think I'd like to tackle him. I don't even think I'd like to try to stop him. He's a gigantic human being.
That's right. Well, hey, College of Science will take back over near the 50-yard line. They bring in their starting quarterback back into the game. Similar to Iowa Central, the College of Science has had some injuries at quarterback. And this was a former wide receiver, moved quarterback midway through the season. He's been undefeated as a starter. Today, though, it's been a great test. 49-0. It would take biblical proportions, I think, to come back in to this one.
Well, like we were talking about, an offensive line that is really good run blocking doesn't mean that they're a really good pass blocking team. It's just not in their DNA sometimes. But like I said, it's a really tough when you can't. Those linebackers, you can already see that have gotten closer to the offensive line, the line of scrimmage, and defensive backs too, just because they know it's probably not a threat of passing the ball.
Wildcats take it. Again, with their quarterback Holloway, we do have a first down. When they start moving the chain, it's all downhill for them because, again, they're so quick with their tailbacks. They have a three-headed monster back there between their tailback, who's the leader in rushing yards for Division III football, a very mobile quarterback in Holloway. So once they get moving downfield and hurry up offense, it's hard to stop for Iowa Central, but they've been able to do it so far today. 10.5 remains in the third quarter.
It's also hard to stay engaged sometimes too. You got a lot of guys coming in and out of the game just to stay in your in your routes or stay in your gaps or just trying to fundamentally stay in your system during games like this.
They've done a great job so far. Let's see what they do here. From the gun, you got a fullback in the mix and wasn't able to do anything with it. That's A.J. Russell who comes back into the game. So A.J. Russell is a starting outside linebacker. He had a targeting call go against him in the previous game, so he had to sit out in the first half, but now he gets some action, which I like to see here because he's had a great season, very well deserving of getting to play in the bowl game. I'm happy to see his number called now at that point.
I watched him go off the field, and he's got a huge cast on his wrist. You can't even, you don't even see his hand. But,
it's a club, really.
Yes, it is. But he chased it down from the backside. I mean, just the explosiveness, quickness, anticipation, just really smart play.
Well, 2nd and 12 here. What do you do here if you're the Wildcats?
Pass it.
Passing. They got an open man downfield. It's on the money. You called it right on. Hey, you're pretty good at this gig, I'd say.
I think I got lucky. You got, like I said, you got the best seat in the whole house. You could see that thing developing. And it's all, I would say this, it's like what we were just talking about. those defensive backs are like closer than they normally are because they think it's a run all the time. So all of a sudden the receivers get a better chance, get off the ball quicker, and they get out in their routes faster. So, but that was a heck of a play right there. Nice throw.
Using the open field to their advantage, and as you said, it's all about spacing. One man to beat, it's all it took, and 6 are on the board for the first time today for the Wildcats, 49-6. Now, we've seen them have this issue a few times a day on defense. It's the first on special teams. They've been one man short on the field. 3 seconds to kick from the play clock, and they get it off. But it's blocked, and live ball, got to get it. It's still live ball, get there. Uh-oh, what's the call here?
Only if the Iowa Central would touch it. So if Iowa Central would have touched it, then it would have been live. But since they didn't,
is that right?
I tried to keep them away from it.
Gotcha. I didn't know if it hit off an offensive lineman or what it went off, but oh my goodness. Well, there you go. It is 49-6. 9 minutes 11 seconds remain here in the third quarter. We have plenty of football to go here, and after this game, it'll be the conclusion of the Iowa Central's football season, but basketball recently started up.
Well, our Region 11 is unbelievable. In men's basketball, women's basketball, Kirkwood's number 1. Iowa Central beat Kirkwood men. I mean, I can go through almost every team. NIAC had some big wins. They beat Ellsworth. I just tell you one thing. I went to a sporting event that I'd never been to really before, sport shooting. And I watched those student athletes, like one young lady, I mean, she hit like 97 out of 100 targets. And I could go, that's what I really respect and just thoroughly enjoy my job. And I get to watch these young people change from kids to children to adults, and the kind of accomplishments they have in all the sports we have. I mean, esports, we have a meeting tomorrow at Marshalltown with esports, and that's excelling. You got NIAC, Iowa Western, you got all these teams that have like won national championships in esports. Mm-hmm. I mean, wrestling, we're national power in that. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, from track and field, indoor track and field, cross country, in the sports we have, the kind of accomplishments our student athletes achieve, and then in the classroom too. So we're really fortunate, and knock on wood, we really have very few like sportsmanship issues. And that's really what we talked about last night when Kevin Twait did our keynote speech last night, just talking about, what kind of young men and women we want to participate in the region. And that's important that they hear that and they know it, and that's what's expected of them. We had 2 presidents speak, the Iowa Central president, Dr. Ulrich, and also the president from North Dakota State College of Science, just talking about, every day you're playing, every day you're in class, every day is like a job interview, and you're putting yourself in a position to be that great employee that's gonna, or husband, or wife, or spouse, what, just making yourself the best you can possibly be.
And a reminder that you can find all things athletics, academics, events, and other things online. ICCAC is just what you need to type in your search bar. The first link that pops up there on your web browser.
And we just redid our website.
It's done great.
Oh, our guys did a great job. And it has so much information, iccac.org. It's got everything that you want, anything you'd ever need. It's got the Iowa ICCAC streaming platform or network. So it's really good, and we just want to get our AD sports and our sports information to get that information on there as quickly as possible, because people are starting to expect it. The expectations of our conference are high, and that's what we want. So Dan Howgo from our conference office and all of our staff, we're really fortunate. We've got 7 or 8 Iowa State students that are just extremely intelligent, hardworking, that are here at the bowl game and help us put on these things, and just they make us a lot better. They make me a lot better because they keep me young, and they teach me stuff every single day.
It takes a community, and ICCAC done a lot and produced a lot of great talent.
Oh, most definitely. I think back to this bowl game itself. The players that have played here, we've had Alabama assistant coaches, and you name almost every college football program in the country has been here at one time or another recruiting these student athletes.
And you see so many players take the next step to Division I in the NCAA and then even into the NFL.
Most definitely. It is interesting to watch them, or just to look back in time, and all of a sudden you look and go, didn't he play in the Graphic Edge Bowl game?
Yeah.
And it's not just always our teams, it's the teams that play. Like, we've had some unbelievably competitive games. Like we had the national championship game a few times here, and you just look back and you think, there's guys that are in the NFL that are unbelievably successful on the field. Kamara, the running back for the Saints, I saw him play one time.
Hutchinson.
And, you watch him, you knew he was different. You could say that about other ones too in our conference, but it's definitely very interesting to watch the caliber of football that's played in this conference, in this region.
One of the more recent examples, here's a handoff to Ethan Schultz as the Tritons get back to it on offense from the 50-yard line. One of the more recent examples of ICCAC talent going to the next level, Jacob Ellis, former Defensive Player of the Year, and that's for the NJCAA and ICCAC. He's a starting linebacker for the Iowa State Cyclones, who've had one of their most successful seasons in program history. Perrion Winfrey, also of Iowa Western. He was a second-round pick who went to the Browns. And that was just 3 draft classes ago in the NFL. Well, the Tritons have a third down coming up here. They're pretty split here. You're 1 for 1 so far with a touchdown over the top from the Wildcats. What do you think this time here, Commissioner?
I don't know. I haven't looked at their playbook much, but you talk about 2nd and 4.
You know what? They give it to them, actually.
Yes, you can see it. But I'm going to think they're going to some kind of screen. I'm going to go with the screen play this time.
Well, let's see it. At first, it looked like a 3rd and short, but they do end up giving them the first down instead.
Draw. How about that?
Draw.
I don't even know if that's a draw anymore. When you
I believe so.
It is nice to see all these young men get a chance to play too. You've seen a lot of guys go in and out of the game. Like as you call the game, you're probably seeing it a lot too. As you're looking at the 1st string, 2nd string guys going in and out of the game.
And Iowa Central Tritons are so deep in their roster. We see a lot of that in the regular season anyway. Here's a lefty, Dallas Sauser. He'll just throw it away. 3rd and 6.
They have put a little pressure on Iowa Central throughout the game.
Yeah.
Rushing the quarterback.
We were talking about Iowa athletes earlier. Dallas Sauser is one of them. He comes from Ames. Now, his older brother, also a former Triton, his name Dodge Sauser, and their dad also a coach, formerly with Ames. And Dallas set the single-game passing record in the history of Iowa high school football with most passing yards in a single game. And it was, I couldn't tell you the exact number, but it was getting in that region of like 600.
That was a heck of an attempt right there. That was a tough pass, too. He's backing up, throwing almost sidearm, and that was a heck of an effort on both quarterback and the receiver.
Targeted to Dom Brown that time, he's 5'7", but he'll get up there. He made a great grab over the middle of the football field in the earlier in the 2nd quarter, unable to convert there. And Tritons, they're going to try this field goal here. Oh my goodness! Look at this. So set them up on the 43-yard line. North of about 50 yards.
Right.
Gustafsson going to try this out here.
Uh-oh.
Snap is down. The kick is up. It's traveling back. Oh, just short.
That was a heck of a snap. I mean, the holder to get that thing back on the ground because I think it was low to get it placed. That had definitely affected the kick.
Yeah. Purdy came in to put the hold down. Almost got there.
Yeah,
just shy.
That was a heck of an effort.
Yeah, and I think if
it would have been a perfect snap down, I think he'd have probably made it because it was right on target.
I'd say so. Well, 49-6, 4 minutes, 58 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Wildcats come out once again, and they do return to the game with Holloway, who went out a drive ago. They're in the gun now. Doubles right, lone receiver left, 4-3 look on defense. Tritons covering the pass. Here's that quarterback rush, though. A mobile quarterback. 3 get there. Still a pickup of 5 for Holloway.
That was quite the hit right there. Like 3 Tritons on the hit at one time. That's almost not fair.
Tritons have been great this year. I couldn't give enough props to all the defensive coordinators, Coach Conley out there, Coach Mann, Coach Young. They've all been just phenomenal this year.
The quarterback, they're changing quarterbacks right now.
Oh, did he go out? They did. Yeah. Okay. Well, when you get hit by 3 of the Tritons, like you said, it takes a lot. So we'll keep an eye on if he returns to the game. Man in motion. They look to hand off and swallowed up in the backfield. A.J. Russell, the guy with the club. Oh, we got some extracurricular going down, and they're going to break it up. And we'll return to both sides fairly. Starting to get late in this one. I know tensions are high. It's been a long football game for the Wildcats, and both draining mentally, physically, and emotionally. But they've still done a good job. One unsportsmanlike was called earlier today, and that was against the Tritons. Actually, other than that, it's been fair, and there should be a little bit of some sparks flying. It's been a rivalry,
and also you've got two teams, a lot of how do I say it, goodwill, or they've had great success, and all of a sudden, you're not in the same place as you normally are in a game. So, you're fighting for everything you can. Like you're trying to get a little tangled up sometimes, and just gotta take a deep breath and move on to the next play. But when you have a lot of, you're 9-1. You got a feeling of that you're a pretty good team, and they are. And then all of a sudden, when it's not going your way, you can be, just inside. You got to fight back or push, get a little, tougher, or work a little harder, and it just gets to be mentally and physically, it's tough out there on that field. Mental toughness right now.
4th and 5, 2.5 minutes winding down. It's 49-6. Tritons looking to get the ball back. Here's a punt going all the way back. Dom Brown, the return man, he'll take it from the 13-yard line, breaks the first tackler, evades the second. He's got speed, and he's sneaky. There's a flag back near that second tackler. Dom Brown still on his feet, dancing the sideline, and worked out of bounds. Again, there is a flag over on the Wildcat side, and also a player down, possibly injured. I didn't get the jersey number, but as soon as I see the jersey number, we will report on who that is, and we'll keep a close eye on him. Here is the replay you can see on your screen now. Dom Brown is so quick. He got around that first tackler, and it was that first tackler that did go down. There is
a heck of an effort right there.
It was. And, I do love to see that, is they're both still going 100% effort.
They are giving everything they've got.
49-6 to score, and we have 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We have an injury on the field right now. I think what we'll do in the meantime... Oh, hang on now. Block in the back, I believe, is what I heard.
Yep.
The call was. So that will bring them back half the distance to the goal line. It'll stay first down with the Iowa Central Tritons. But instead of the big return near the 50-yard line, it'll land them at the 10-yard line. And a round of applause for the young man who got up over on the Wildcat side. Looks like he is going to be okay. And it looks like it. So that the number 9, Jalen Jones. Jalen went down earlier in this game with an injury, had cramps. I'm not for sure what happened there, but looks like he got up and he's doing just fine now. So that's always good to see.
Most definitely. Sometimes those blows, when you don't see it coming, definitely take it out of you.
Rattle you. Well, the Tritons return to the field. They go back to the Cadillac formation here. This is one of my favorites because you can do so much in the backfield. They hand off to Ethan Schultz. Schultz spin move twice, and he'll have a pickup of 5, maybe 6 yards. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Tritons. And I think a new quarterback in, the number 7. Under 2 minutes to go. Clock continues to wind down. I'm not for sure who this is. I apologize. So Trevon Taylor was the original starting quarterback to open the season. He left with a season-ending injury, and I believe that was halfway through the second game of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I apologize if I'm wrong. He previously wore the number 7. I do not have who this is, but I do know that it's not Trevon. Maybe I might run over to Coach Bueller over at the end of the third quarter to find out who that is. Our OC is up here.
A nice pass.
Dalen Houston, who had one grab earlier today. It was a 50-yard receive. Look at this. He just won't go down. They sent him out earlier because of the success they've had today, and look at that. I think he was carried another 20 yards.
I think there was like 20 guys on that play trying to tackle him. Maybe you can get Coach Twait come over here and find out who number 7 is.
He may be able to help us out.
He knows. He's all-knowing.
Oh, yes, he is. And he's so grateful to have Coach Twait, athletic director and former head football coach of the Iowa Central Tritons.
I don't know if you know it or not, but they asked him if he'd do the pregame or talk to the team today.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he did a great job. So Jesse brought him in, Coach Montalto brought him in, and he did the pregame talk to the team.
Well, I've been able to hear a motivational speech in the past, and it gets me fired up. I can only imagine getting ready for war in the football game in the UNI-Dome. And obviously, it's worked out for the Tritons today.
Yeah, I said he should probably can that thing or save it and sell it.
Absolutely. 49-6 the score. They get back what they lost from the penalty on the return, making their way to the 48-yard line, and now a timeout will be called on the field. Isaac Weisenbecker. We'll get the exact name for you in just one moment. Isaac Weisend is a quarterback, sophomore quarterback. Okay, Oxford, Alabama. Is that? No. Oh, I see. From Illinois. Okay. Well, as we were talking about earlier, it's always good to see some of the backups come in, get them some playing time.
It'd be nice when you see the assistant sports information director, Kevin Twait, come in and help us out.
Certainly. 49-6. I must say, I will say this too. There's a lot of football players on this team, and I do think that also has played a part today. They're able to fill the whole bench on the home side compared to North Dakota State College of Science. They got about 20 less numbers than the Iowa Central Tritons do as a whole.
Yeah, some conferences have different kind of travel rules, but I think they had some issues down the stretch. Not bad things, but just that this is their travel roster for this event. So you can tell that they're playing extremely hard all the way to the end too. So good testament to them.
And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. 49-6 the score as we head into quarter number 4. The least productive quarter as far as scoring concerned. Both teams able to get a touchdown in. Besides that, it'll stay 49-6 heading into quarter number 4. Commissioner Tom McDonald has joined us for the Game 1 Bowl coverage here on Triton Nation. Commissioner McDonald, thank you so much for joining us.
I just would say it again, just what you do and the network does and what Iowa Central does for our student athletes is second to none. And we got a lot of schools that do a really good job, but it's what you do for them and all their moms and dads, friends, relatives across the board, for them to be able to see them internationally, nationally. It's just a great thing and great service to provide. So well done.
Well, thanks
for doing it.
Thank you very much for saying that, and thanks for joining us up here in the broadcast today.
Get ready for the end of the game.
I'd say so, yeah.
All right, thanks for everything. Thanks for having us again.
Yeah,
Have a great day.
You as well, thank you. Again, that was Commissioner Tom McDonald joining us today for our Game 1 Bowl coverage. Thank you very much. And with that, we are ready to go back into the fourth quarter. And again, I'd like to shout out the ICCAC for all they do for athletes and coaches, providing the next opportunity and molding what they need to do to be the next best version of themselves. I know I'm very grateful for Iowa Central and the ICCAC, the Game 1 Bowl, for molding me in my broadcasting career and being able to follow the athletic journeys and the stories of stardom of some of these athletes and coaching It's been wonderful. So thank you so much for listening to me for the past few years as well. As we begin the fourth quarter, I think Coach Twait's going to join us as well. Athletic Director of the Iowa Central Tritons. Back to the broadcast we go, Coach.
Yeah, I really appreciate what Coach Montalto's doing here. He's getting a lot of guys, a lot of reps, and we're not throwing the ball all over the yard. Obviously when it's 42-0 at half, it's uncomfortable for both teams. We talked about that earlier, but really appreciate how he's letting this thing play out.
And thank you so much for getting that name of the new quarterback in. I appreciate that, Coach.
He's a wonderful young man. I saw him play a couple of JV games, and he's a good quarterback. It's just we're deep at that spot. And Coach Montalto can really coach quarterbacks. He's good at it. We're deep at that spot. And so, believe me, he's going to go in there and he'll give a great account of himself. How about their nose guard, the yellow shoes, number 94? He's a 52-year-old military vet, and I'm going to go down and personally shake his hand, thank him for his service. And how cool is that to be playing in a bowl game when you're that age?
It's incredible.
It's really cool.
It is cool. I have a little bit on him in just a little bit here. I'll be able to pull that in just a little bit. Tritons get back to it on offense. Coach, what do you think?
I think Coach Montalto is doing a heck of a job of letting a lot of guys play, not throwing it every snap, because if we did, I'm afraid it wouldn't be 49. It might be 69 or 70, and just trying to ease this game out the right way. Now here, 3rd and 7, I think we're going to throw the thing, and we should. He deserves that opportunity, that quarterback. He's a sophomore kid out of Illinois, done a great job. I'd be shocked if we didn't throw it. Yeah, we motioned to empty. Here we go.
Back to pass.
Yep.
In coverage in the flats, just a little out of reach of the intended tailback that time.
Yep. My guess is, you're kind of in no man's land, 34-yard line, probably, too long to kick the field goal and just leave the offense out here and go for it, would be my estimation. I think that's what we'll probably end up doing.
Well,
must call that a lateral. Lateral 4-yard loss, evidently. If you look at it, it's 4th and 11 now instead of 4th and 7. So we're going to go for it. We're in doubles to the wide field. We got twins in the boundary, single set back into the boundary.
4th and 11, big play here for the Tritons, looking to convert. Go with the curl route on the outside.
Got it. Beautiful. I tell you what, beautiful pass by Isaac, and then Receiver did a great job of not juking around, saying, you know what, I got 4 yards to get it. I'm going to put my foot in the ground and get vertical. Got north and south and put his head down and got it. That's a big play. That's a great play.
I love it. And kept it on the outside, too.
Yeah.
Able to create spacing, something that the Tritons have done great at with today.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Montalto's concepts and passing game and to layer the field and get the spacing is, to me, second to none, and does a great job with it. We motion a back end, almost a wing back position, tight slot position, running the clock here. I just wish the referees would blow the whistle early on a scrum like that. That's when bad stuff happens. Okay, the play's been dead for 3 seconds. Just blow the thing. That way the guys aren't pushing, shoving, biting, doing all the stuff at the end of the deal. But what do I know?
Well, I'll say this. I love that the effort has been all gas all throughout. I mean, there's been no let up at all.
No. Well, these guys deserve to play. They practice all year. It's time for them to play. And,
And who knows? It could be the next season leader in any statistic next year.
No question. Many of these guys will come back to Iowa Central, and they'll find themselves in starter roles or vying to be starters or the next backup in, that kind of thing. We always say you want a pair and a spare. So if you need 3 guards for 2 spots. You need 3 tackles for a pair and a spare. The two.
I like
the
it.
Pair of the starters, your spare can do either one, be pretty darn good too. You need a pair and a spare.
I like it. Here's a big third down here. Third down and 10.
Trips to the wide field. We're going to motion into the back to doubles.
Back to pass over the middle of the field. Got him. Holding on. Oh, just through the hands, incomplete.
Might have been a hair underthrown. I think we had maybe a step on him. It was a pretty good pass, maybe just a hair underthrown. Great effort, though. We went up there and tried to catch that baby and made a great effort. Jaquez Hall, great effort. And pretty good pass by Isaac.
It was.
I'd say his last name if I could. I don't know how to say it. Weisenhund, I think. But he's a fine young man. I know. I see him around campus all the time. Great young man. Had some great plays in some of our JV games earlier in the year.
I'd like to say this. A former practice squad quarterback for the Iowa Central Tritons, Justin Silverstein, who went on to do great things.
Exactly right. We've gone empty, meaning nobody in the backfield.
To the end zone they go.
In the end zone. Oh.
Just out of reach.
Yep, just out of reach.
And into the tunnel the ball goes. That was a 4th down conversion. Failed that time.
We tried to hit the running back down the side. Really well designed, and they had it well covered. And North Dakota ball.
10 minutes, 31 seconds are on the clock here. 49-6 is the score. North Dakota takes over once more. And before we do anything else, more from the Game 1 Bowl. Game 1 is proud to partner with the NJCAA and the ICCAC to bring you the Game 1 Bowl. Visit game-1.com to learn more about our variety of team uniform, apparel, and equipment offerings. Game 1, your first contact for all things game. We've seen some fumbles in this second half, Coach.
Yeah,
what's that?
Both teams get a little loose with the ball. You don't see us get loose with the ball very often, but it's not our. Many times it's not our number 1 and number 2s either, and that causes differences in field position, different set of down and distance, different set of circumstances. But overall, I just like the fact how hard both teams are still playing in a game that's already been decided on the scoreboard. To play your hearts out for 10 minutes, so you don't get to play another football game until next August. That's a long time coming with all the weights and running and all the stuff you do.
49-6, and here's a wrap-up gang tackle coming in. That's what it's about, teamwork.
Darn right. Great job of rallying to the flat. Wasn't a clean tackle, but his buddy was hustling to the ball and cleaned up, and a good dual combination on the tackle there.
Well, here we go, another third and
14. Not a lot of great calls in the playbook, Hank, on 3rd and 14, buddy.
Heading into this game, 28 first downs came on the ground. 12 first downs came through the air for this Wildcat program, but I would think that possibly they'd have to go through the air here. We'll see. I don't know for sure.
They're going to throw it. Yep.
Back to pass, looking to the flat again. This time they hit their man. Got through one. The second,
nice tackle. Really nice tackle.
They'll take you back to Pop Warner.
Boy, very nice. Good wrap up, good form tackle, wrap up, drive them back. Gee, Christmas. Well done. Very well done. Interesting to see here now. It's 4th and 7 or 8. My guess is they're going to punt it. I think it's a good call. Punt the thing.
Give Iowa Central more field position.
Yeah, the odds in college football converting a lot of 4th and 6s aren't very good.
4th and 6, showing punt. 8 minutes, 20 seconds remain.
Timeout. We got too many guys on the field, I'm afraid.
Got back in time.
Yeah,
no penalty markers. It's good. Punt is up, and it travels out of bounds.
That's always a tough thing. If you get way ahead, and now you don't play your 1 or 2 special teams guys either, now you don't practice your 3rd team special teams for a bowl game very often. Who the heck's going to be out there? And that's always a cluster. It really is. So great job by Iowa Central recognizing that, getting that young man off the field so we didn't get caught with 12 guys on the field. Now we got the ball on the 43-yard line, left hash mark, and I think we're going to go down and try and score. We got these guys in the game and some backup kids that very deserving.
Looks like a new quarterback in the number 16. Let's see if we can pull that up. Preston Gardner of Clarion, Iowa, a freshman, checks into the game.
Nice.
And also a new tailback and some other new position players on the field, filling out the offensive positions. Gardner is going to keep it with himself. Quarterback keeper, spin move, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Stopped at the line.
But let's, what I wanted to bring up, though, earlier, Ray Ruschel, wearing the number 94 and the yellow cleats out there.
Nose guard,
Really impressive. Like you said, a veteran, 52 years old. Now, he actually took this previous year off and went to Syria and then got to come back with an extra year of eligibility.
So cool. To serve our country and be a lifelong military guy, and then to have the intestinal fortitude to say, you know what, I'm going to play college football at 52 years old. And I watch him come off the ball. He handles himself pretty darn well out there, you know?
It's impressive.
Heck, I'm 61. I can't tie my shoes. And this guy's 52, and he's playing college football. Good for him.
You can see he is right there, the number 94 with the yellow cleats.
Yep. Very cool.
It's incredible. It's very inspiring. There's a bunch of headlines and news stories online. And I know even College Game Day had a special on him, I think, 2 years ago.
Yeah, Dr. Ulrich just sent that to me on my phone. That's really cool. I didn't have a chance to look at that thing. Yeah.
And we get him here in the Game 1 Bowl today.
Unreal. Go from College Game Day to the Game 1 Bowl. What a deal, hey? Huh?
It's sweet.
Third and about 4 for us here.
Here we go.
And
49-6. Preston Gardner looking to keep it himself. He may stretch it out. I think he has it, Coach. He extended the reach past the pylon.
I don't think they're going to give it to him, unfortunately.
Well, the way that they are moving, they're saying that they won't. Yeah. It's just a pizza slice short, I'd say.
Yep. Fourth and not very much. See what we do here. If we're going to try and pound that rock over to the left side, we have our slot back there in kind of a H-back type position off the tackle 1 by 1.
49-6.
There we go. Inside zone, we got it. Got the first down. Nice. Going to keep that clock moving, Hank.
And, we took the subs. We took some subs in there in the second half. If you kind of restart the clock in the second half, it's 7-6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, credit North Dakota. They didn't throw the towel in. And credit Coach Montalto for easing up a little bit, because the last thing you want to do in anybody's last game is make a mockery of it. And so credit, I think, both. They have a lot of intestinal fortitude, a lot of guts. They're showing, playing their tail off North Dakota. And Coach did a great job of choosing what plays to call. And also, just with personnel.
Ball on the ground again. Both teams have struggled with fumbles and a few, I don't know, poor snaps or poor communication between the quarterback and center. It's picked up by North Dakota.
Yep. Bad for us, good for them, Now let's see if our backup defensive guys get in here and try and keep out of the end zone here.
We will see. Again, this is more or less the future of the Tritons.
Oh, yeah.
What we could see from years to come. 49-6, 5 minutes, 17 seconds to go here. I like to think of this as a new ball game, 7-6 in the second half.
Yeah, no doubt. And I know that I'm sure that's a challenge that North Dakota gave their squad. Hey, we're going to lose the game. You got to be honest. But guess what? It's 0-0. Let's try and see if we can't win the second half.
From the gun, handoff.
Yep.
Finding an open lane and going just right outside to the right tackle there, and a solid pickup there for the tailback.
Our D-line was so dominant when our first team was in there. This team averages over 200 yards a game rushing, and they couldn't get back line of scrimmage except for the second drive of the game, and they had about 3 or 4 nice first downs. And now it's a little more equal here. We've got some number 2s and 3s in, and they've got their starting lineup in there, and we'll see how this thing plays out.
We're talking about the athletes not letting up and keeping with the full effort. The dance team and the cheer team and the band. Yeah.
We are so blessed to have Jeremy Smith with that band, Cass Vermeer and Stephanie Sevendollar with that dance team, and mentioned Amanda Murphy and Jake Michaelis with the cheer team. Our atmosphere at a home game and something like this is just so different than anybody else in community college football. And I credit Dr. Ulrich and the administration for allowing us that opportunity. It's really cool. And one thing I wanted to talk about, Hank, when I'm in the air with you, this is the last time this great group of Tritons and this great group of Wildcats will ever be together. This day. They'll never be ever assembled again. And I challenged them last night. I gave a little speech at the banquet. Don't take this day for granted. When this baby's over, look to your buddy in the eye and tell him how much you appreciate the opportunity to play football with them, because they'll never be together ever again, ever. And sometimes we forget that. We want to worry about this recruiting and all that. But these great teams, they'll never be assembled again. And I hope they take the time to do that, because it's a special group of guys that are, go through the the toughness of preseason, the hot in July and August, and then September, October, then it gets cold in November, December, get ready for bowl. But you're in that together with your buddies. But the finality of it, when they walk out of that shower after showering today, they go home, it's over. You know, some will never play football again. Some will transfer to 4 years. Some will be back in Fort Dodge or Mopton. It's just a different deal. You know, you need to take the time to thank your buddy and really put your arm around your coaches and say, you know, I enjoyed playing for you. You know, and it's having an emotional time.
It is. Live in the moment.
Yep, there's no doubt.
49-6. Big play. Does it come off the ground? Was that a grab?
Incomplete.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass.
I was thinking it was going nose diving down, so it was close, but no cigar that time. 3:45 on the clock. It stays 49-6. And it has been a great season for the Iowa Central Tritons. You talk about living in the moment. I think being able to go step by step is something that's been so crucial. I mean, nearly all losses this year for the Tritons this year out of the 6 have came within one touchdown.
One possession. Yeah. And Butler beats us basically on the last play of the game. We have the number 1 ranked team, Hutchinson, at their place. We're up by 14 with 5.5 left and losing overtime. And so, to your point, I credit our coaches and our guys because a lot of people have said, guess what, just down our year. Oh, they kept getting better and better and better. They didn't get discouraged or short-sighted. They played our best football against Garden City today in a home game at our place, 45-42. Great victory against a heck of a Garden City team. And should have been a really good Butler team. They scored last play of the game to beat us. But I credit Coach Montalvo for guiding the ship and keep everybody in tune. Don't get discouraged. Don't feel sorry for ourselves. We just got to keep pressing forward, you know, and that's kind of life is, you know, and this great game teaches you so much about that, you know, and you know, I don't see us next year being 6-6 in a bowl victory. I see us being in the 14 college, junior college playoff and having a tremendous year. So I'm going to get out of here and go down and do some stuff on the field. But I want to thank you for what you added to our broadcast and our live stream and all of your skill and passion for Triton athletics. Thanks so much, Hank. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach. Well, I love to do it, and I'm so grateful for Iowa Central and the ICCAC, and so thankful and grateful for you for bringing me back because I've had so much fun with you up in the booth, but being able to share these memories with me, it defines my career too. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you, buddy, and safe travels back.
Thank you very much. That's Coach Twait, Athletic Director of the Iowa Central Tritons, joining us in the broadcast today. And I am Hank Ambrose. We'll be with you till the end of this one. It's been fun up in the booth, both with Coach Twait as well as Commissioner McDonald joining us. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remain from the gun. They go back to that zone read. It's the staple of the rushing attack from the Iowa Central offense. And you can see it unfold at so many different levels now, both the varsities, the starter, but also JV, the substitutions, and here at the tail end of this thing, it's sweet. It really is. Got a timeout on the field. 2-minute timeout now that I see that. Now, again, thank you so much to the Game 1 Bowl and the things that they do to put this on, the oldest bowl game in Iowa, football bowl game in Iowa. This is the 82nd game overall and the 46th year. Take it back to 1978, which was the opening of the UNI-Dome and the Game 1 Bowl, give or take by a year. It's so cool that they've been able to keep this tradition alive every single year and to have Iowa Central and North Dakota State be a part of this and enriching the history. And a game like today, even when it's by 6 possessions, 49-6 is something that's so special. It really is. 49-6 is the score. And I'd like to also share with you that Game 1 is the premier provider of apparel, uniforms, and equipment, unifying teams and fans in schools, clubs, and organizations. Visit game-1.com to learn more about our variety of apparel and equipment offerings. Game 1, your first contact for all things game. Under 2 minutes to go here for the Iowa Central Tritons. After that first quarter, it felt like the Tritons said, a pretty comfortable lead. You get to halftime, pretty confident they're going to go away with this one. We're under 2 minutes now, and you could say that was the nail in the coffin, without a doubt. Here's a pass over the middle of the field, almost like an inverted wheel route, or not an inverted wheel route, but a wheel route that instead of going down the sideline, it just cut straight up the belly of the beast. Big pickup there for the backups, and again, future Triton starters, a few of these guys. Minute 28 to go, 49-6. What I was going to say, though, what I like about that is it's fun to look at this as kind of a new game, making it 7-6 with some new players on the field, some reserve players and JV players, and some players who are playing their last downs as a Wildcat or a Triton. $49-6, minute 15 to go from Cedar Falls in the UNI-Dome. And we're still keeping this going. Now, I'd like you to stick around for after the final whistle, because we will have the post-game celebration you'll be able to see on your screen, but also we will have the announcement of the outstanding player of the game as well. So be sure to stick around to find out who that is coming up and on the way. Another handoff, going to stay inside just to the left hip of the right tackle. Under 40 seconds to go. There is 2 seconds separating the game and play clock, so the Tritons will have to snap it one more time, and then you could put it in the books. 49-6 looks like is going to be the final score of this one. And they might snap it a little early. Third down conversion here. 3rd down and 5 from the 31-yard line. And a handoff to the running back. He'll bounce it outside, and he'll be brought down after that carry. And the closing seconds brings it to 1-0 on the board. 49-6. The Iowa Central Tritons improve their winning streak under Coach Montalto to 7-0, and for their winning streak in general, to even previously to from Montalto, they are now 14-0 and remain undefeated in this century. In the 21st century, the Tritons have not lost a game. They've lost all but one Game 1 bowl. So, I mean, how impressive is that? It's been so fun to be able to call this one this season, watch the story unfold. It's been a roller coaster, that's for sure, with some highs and some lows, but I'm proud to be with you to see the Tritons go up with their highest of highs on top with another Game 1 bowl victory. 49-6 is the score. You can see on the field great sportsmanship between both sides as they shake, and there goes that band again with the Triton Dance Crew 2 cheering on the Tritons one last time this season. I'm going to take a break in the booth. We are going to await for the announcement of who the player of the game is, offensively and defensively. So please stick around for that. In the meantime, we'll continue to show on your screen some more of the celebration that both teams have at the tail end of this thing. 49-6 a score. Hank Ambrose back with you after we get the results on who is the MVP after this.
Here's CJ Bio. In 2012, we opened the only biomanufacturing plant in North America right here in Fort Dodge. Now employing over 200 people in the local area, we've had amazing success in lysine production as an environmentally friendly animal feed. And just as important as our business has been the warm welcome of the Fort Dodge community. We here at CJ Bio want to thank the people in the city of Fort Dodge for giving us the best of all things, a wonderful home. CJ Bio, amazing people, amazing community.
For trusted work on your next project, choose Rash Construction, a third-generation family-owned company. Rash Construction has been proudly serving Fort Dodge and surrounding areas for 70 years. We specialize in excavation and grading, site utilities, site planning and development, and GPS grade control. From private and public projects to larger-scale commercial projects, we have the knowledge, experience, and technology to get the job done right. Rash Construction. Safety first, last, and always.
Well, Triton Nation, we are back, and they have announced the Game 1 Bowl offensive and defensive player of the game, both belonging to Iowa Central. Cyncir Bowers, tailback of the Tritons, and Joseph Shannon, defensive end of the Iowa Central Tritons. Congratulations to them for being the offensive and defensive MVPs, and congratulations to the Iowa Central Tritons, as you see there, as your Game 1 Bowl victors of 2024 in the 82nd game and the 46th year, as we are starting to come to an end here in Cedar Falls. Really something special, the Iowa Central Tritons. I'd like to congratulate the Iowa Central Tritons on a fantastic season. Not just the players, but the coaching staff, the athletic personnel, all the hard work the practice guys put in, the film crew, the broadcast crew, the athletic director and Coach Twait, and again, all the trainers that put in so much time to make this season so special every single year for all of our athletics. I really, really enjoy what Coach Twait said earlier, talk about living in the moment. And I hope that those guys do take it to heart, because it is the last time that these Tritons are going to be on the field all together as one in the UNI-Dome. And to get a go out like this with your hands raised in the air, trophy on top, as you see there from the Game 1 Bowl, it just is special. So kudos, Iowa Central, and a kudos to North Dakota State College of Science for coming back in, a previous conference rival. It's been a special ride this season. And before I go, thank you so much for supporting the Iowa Central Tritons all throughout the season. Continue to rewatch previous live streams on Triton Nation's YouTube channel. And thank you so much for listening to me be able to narrate the story all throughout the season. And, of course, a big thank you to the TV crew here at Iowa Central for getting us on air. In the meantime, if you're traveling, safe travels home. Until next time, Iowa Central, this is Hank Ambrose signing off from Triton Nation.